The political ground beneath South Africa has trembled once again following the dramatic leak of what are being called Lindiwe Sisulu secret files, a cache of confidential documents, memos, and correspondences allegedly exposing the hidden operations of what insiders now refer to as the South African deep state. The files, which have spread like wildfire across digital platforms, claim to contain evidence of covert political manipulation, shadow funding, and secret networks that have shaped the nation's political and economic direction for over a decade. For years, the term deep state was dismissed as conspiracy theory, whispers of powerful actors working behind the scenes to influence government policy. But now, the documents attributed to Sisulu have thrust that term into the heart of South African politics. The leaked material reportedly names influential business magnates, intelligence officials, and high-ranking ANC members involved in covert operations designed to control key political outcomes, suppress dissenting voices, and secure financial gain through state contracts. Investigators and journalists who have reviewed portions of the files describe a detailed web of influence stretching from government ministries to private corporations and foreign entities. According to several leaked memos, billions of rands in state resources were quietly redirected into strategic reserves of funds allegedly used to finance political campaigns, control the media narrative, and protect certain individuals from prosecution. One document titled Project Continuity reportedly outlines a strategy to ensure certain power blocks within the ANC remain dominant, regardless of who occupies the presidency. Among the most explosive revelations are alleged communications between former and current cabinet members discussing how to manipulate parliamentary committees, control judicial appointments, and steer investigative outcomes in corruption cases. A separate section, labeled Media Strategy, details how journalists and influencers were allegedly paid or pressured to shape public opinion during key political scandals. These revelations, if verified, could rewrite South Africa's recent political history. Perhaps the most chilling part of the leak involves references to intelligence operations targeting dissenting politicians and activists. The files suggest that private surveillance units were deployed to monitor perceived threats to party unity. One memo allegedly signed by a senior intelligence official even discusses neutralizing political liabilities, phrasing that has sparked outrage and calls for a full-scale investigation. While many questions remain about the authenticity and origin of the files, the fallout has already begun. Within the ANC, panic has gripped top leadership. Emergency meetings have been convened at Luthuli House, and an internal task team has reportedly been formed to assess the potential damage. Officially, the ANC has dismissed the leaks as fabrications intended to destabilize the movement, but insiders admit that parts of the documents appear to match real communications and meeting records. Lindiwe Sisulu herself has neither confirmed nor denied ownership of the files. In a brief, cryptic statement, she said, "If the truth is now public, let it be known that it was long overdue." Her words have only deepened speculation about whether the release was accidental, deliberate, or part of a broader political play. Some analysts believe the leak could be Sisulu's way of reclaiming political relevance, while others view it as an act of conscience, a final attempt to expose systemic corruption from within. Outside the political establishment, the public reaction has been explosive. Civil society groups, journalists, and opposition parties have demanded immediate transparency and accountability. The Democratic Alliance, DA, and Economic Freedom Fighters, EFF, have both called for a judicial inquiry into the alleged deep state operations, while activists have urged whistleblowers within government to come forward. "If even half of what's in these documents is true," said one prominent activist, "then South Africa has been living under a shadow government for years." The presidency, for its part, has issued a statement denying any knowledge of the alleged operations and warning against the spread of unverified and potentially harmful misinformation. Yet the tone of the response suggests real concern. Intelligence agencies have launched a probe to trace the digital origins of the leak, though many believe that effort may be less about truth and more about damage control. As analysts continue to dissect the contents of Sisulu's files, one theme stands out: power without accountability. The documents portray a political system where loyalty trumps transparency, where networks of influence operate beyond the reach of democratic oversight, and where corruption is not an aberration but an organizing principle. For ordinary South Africans, the revelations are both infuriating and vindicating proof that the suspicions of backroom deals and elite protection schemes were not merely rumor. The deep state, once a ghost story of politics, now seems frighteningly real. Whether these documents lead to genuine reform or are buried under political maneuvering remains to be seen. But one thing is undeniable: the curtain has been pulled back, and what lies behind it is a portrait of a nation struggling to confront the darkness within its own power structures.